Mauricio Pochettino will enjoy a touchline meeting with his former Southampton captain, Kelvin Davis, at Wembley on Wednesday night, but in the stands, the presence of the retired goalkeeper should serve as a warning of what may happen when a managerial talent is lost. The former Saints captain will be at the helm under the arc with the designation of Ralph Hasenhüttl, which will only be confirmed on Wednesday morning, after the club made the call for separation with Mark Hughes and his coaching staff after only 3 league victories in 22 matches since his appointment last season. Cue another process of reconstruction in Santa Maria. Despite the success of Ronald Koeman, the Saints have not yet really replaced the void left by Pochettino, and the owners have not come face to face with the now manager of the Netherlands, which made it an easy task to let Everton swoop 2 years ago. After 7 years of progression from League One to the Europa League, Southampton is in the last 3 places of the Premier League, without a rudder after the dismissal of football director Les Reed and technical director Martin Hunter as part of a reorganisation behind the scene that began last month, leaving a former ice hockey coach and a businessman overseas calling the shots. Under Pochettino, Southampton was a revelation, sustained as the way of doing things. The controversial Argentine replaced Nigel Adkins midway through the first season of Southampton in the Premier League after then CEO Nicola Cortes called to take the club to the next level. Cortes and Pochettino worked well together, and after the iron-fisted Italian left the club due to a dispute over the way the club was run by owner Catherine Maetti, Pochettino was spoken of and immediately followed him through the door. The former Espanyol boss heard what he needed to stay during the season, but his ambition was not matched during the summer and Lippe was unable to stop the best Southampton manager in at least a decade and went to Tottenham. His departure began a sales cycle that, although under the pretext of recruitment specialist Paul Mitchell, who would then follow Pochettino to the Spurs, was manageable, would eventually leave the squad lacking in talent, leadership and direction. Having worked together with Hasenhüttl in Leipzig, Mitchell has been linked to a return to the South Coast club, which would reinforce the side of football, which is currently linked by the Director of Football Operations Ross Wilson, without end. Now, Tottenham is a completely different case. As an established part of the Big Six of the Premier League, thanks to Pochettino, they would not be forced to sell their star players like Southampton, although many cite the Argentine as a reason to stay. Pochettino asked Tottenham and President Daniel Levy to be brave during the summer, but the season began without a new arrival and since then he warned that the Spurs run the risk of playing with their destiny if there are no investments in the next window. The Argentine and his start for a loyal group, Pochettino is proud of it. If they receive a backing that matches their ambition, there is little chance that they will move forward. Now Levy faces our test. He has to pay a stadium, a salary bill to keep himself under control and a reputation as a shrewd negotiator he will not want to ruin. The visit to Southampton, however, will highlight the consequences of not coinciding with Pochettino's ambition. The Saints did not, and they arrived at the National Stadium, a fiery ruin of the model club they once were.